Hello icons! You all have been learning a lot many new things since almost a month now. You all have become little more knowledgeable, good thinkers, communicators and reflective. This is because you all were enthusiastic and curious to learn. So, keep doing the good work. Okay? Yes. In the last 2-3 classes, we were learning and discussing about Big Idea 2, right? Today, let's have a complete revision or recap of Big Idea 2. Okay, let's start. So, Big Idea 2 says objects can affect other objects at a distance, right? Under Big Idea 2, we learned about two invisible forces called gravity and magnetism, which can affect objects at a distance. Then we learnt about two energies, sound and light, which also can affect objects at a distance. Let's talk about all of these one by one in brief again. Okay? While discussing about gravity, we have seen that Earth has an invisible force called gravity, which pulls all the objects towards the ground without touching. We understood that gravity keeps everything in place without things flying away or floating into space. Gravity was discovered by a scientist named Sir Isaac Newton. We understood why are all the planets held in place rotating in their orbits around the sun? Because of the sun's gravity. We understood the more the mass of an object, the more is the gravitational pull. And that's how the sun's gravitational pull is holding all the planets in place. Right? We learned that even Earth has gravitational force on the moon. And that's why the moon rotates around the Earth without flying off. We have also seen why tides in the seas or oceans occur. Yes, it's because of moon's gravitational pull. We understood that objects having more mass have more gravity than the objects having less mass. That's why heavier objects reach the ground faster as they have more gravity. We have also seen some interesting facts that the moon's gravity is 1/6 of the Earth's gravity, or the Earth's gravity is 6 times the moon's gravity. I think you understand what is 1/6 now, since you all learned fractions. Yes? Okay. So, the gravitational pull of the moon is less than the gravitational pull of the Earth. And this is again because of the more mass of the Earth. Yes? So that was about gravity. Then after learning about gravity, we learned about another secret and invisible force called magnetism. Right? Firstly, we have seen the different kinds of magnets available to us. Then we understood that magnets can attract only metals like iron, cobalt or nickel, but they do not attract any other material, right? We learned that magnets have two poles at the ends of any magnet, North Pole and South Pole. We also learned that the opposite poles of the magnets attract, but the same poles of the magnets repel. And we learned an interesting thing, that if a magnet is cut into pieces, then each piece of magnet will have its own north and south poles again. Do you remember this? Yes. What else? Yeah, we have actually seen that magnets are used in our everyday life. We have seen a few examples, right? We have seen that magnets are used in bags or purses as magnetic snaps, in jewelry boxes as magnetic closures, in refrigerators or fridges as magnetic seals, in microwave ovens, in speakers, in earphones, right? And we know that magnets are also used in few electronic devices like computers, laptops. Yeah, and we have also seen that magnets are used in shovel loaders, cranes to lift heavy metal objects, right? Then while discussing about magnetism and magnetic force, we understood that magnets attract because they create an area of force around them, which is called magnetic field. And when metal objects like iron, cobalt or nickel come within this magnetic field, they get attracted without even touching the magnet, right? I think you all have seen the magnetic field around a magnet through an experiment in the resource video. Yes? Then we also came to know the reason as to why the magnets have more attraction at the poles, right? We also learned that Earth also acts like a magnet and has its own magnetic field. Yes, right? Yes. So that was all about invisible forces, gravity and magnetism. Now let's have a recap about the two energies which we learned. After learning about these two secret forces, we learned about two energies, sound and light, right? Okay, so while discussing about sound, we understood that sounds can be pleasant or unpleasant. We learned that all the sounds are made through vibrations and these vibrations are invisible but are heard by our ears. We also learned how these vibrations reach our ears. Yes, right? Yeah. The vibrations made vibrate the atoms present in the air. And these atoms carry sound in the form of waves to our ears. And that's how we can hear the sounds. We also learned that sound travels through all the three states of matter, solids, liquids and gases. But sound cannot travel in vacuum. I think you know why it doesn't travel, right? Yes, it's because there are no particles or atoms to vibrate and create sound. Then we have also seen that sound waves are measured in terms of frequency. We also learned that frequency of sound waves is measured in hertz. And the loudness or volume of the sound is measured in decibels. And I think now you know what is infrasound and ultrasound too. Yes, sound waves which are below 20 hertz, they are called infrasound. And sound waves above 20,000 hertz is ultrasound, right? So this was a recap about sound. Now let's have a recap about energy, light. Like sound, light is also a form of energy, right? And we know that light helps us to see things around us. And what is the main source of light? Yes, the main source of light is our sun. Apart from sunlight, we know that there are other objects too that give us light, like candles, oil lamps, torches, bulbs, tube lights, etc. And what do we call these objects? What do we call the objects that give out light? Yes, we call them luminous objects. And the objects which do not give out light are called non-luminous objects, right? Then we learned that non-luminous objects are again divided into two types, transparent objects and opaque objects. And the objects which allow light to pass through them are called transparent objects, like glass, few plastic things, water, air, right? And the objects which do not allow light to pass through them are called opaque objects like rock, car, ball, humans, etc. There are many other opaque objects, but I just gave a few examples. So we understood that opaque objects block the light and create a dark area called shadow. Right? So you know why are shadows created? So opaque objects block the light pass through them and create shadows of the objects which block the light source. Yeah? Then we have seen why the size of the shadow changes. And we learned that it depends upon the distance between the object and the light source. Right? We also learned few interesting facts about light. Right? We came to know that light travels only in a straight line. And unlike sound, light can travel in vacuum. We also came to know about some surprising facts about light, right? Light travels faster than anything else. And you have seen how fast the light travels. Yes? Right. So that was all about Big Idea 2. So was learning about gravity, magnetism, sound, light interesting? Yes? Okay. Now let's have a complete reflection on what all we learnt under Big Idea 2 through a task. Okay. Your learning engagement will be a reflection sheet on what all we learned under Big Idea 2. I have attached the sheet in the form of a PDF. Okay. Go through it and answer for the questions given in the reflection sheet in your journal. Write only answers. So with this we are done with Big Idea 2. Hope you are all enjoying learning new things. Let's start with a new big idea in the next class. So icons, continue being enthusiastic, curious and keep learning. Bye icons.